Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Truck and Tractor Pulls tonight at Sheakleyville as we get ready to kick things off with 6 divisions of competition here tonight. We'll start off our evening with the showroom gas 4-wheel drive trucks, followed by the light tough farm tractors. Our third class of the evening will be open street diesel, followed by the 2.6 Pro Street diesel pickups. And we'll round out the evening with our 2 divisions of semi-trucks, hot and cold street. So we are just a couple of moments away from getting started here. Before we get ready to go, if I could please get everyone to rise for our national anthem. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are just about ready to get things underway. Our first 2 divisions tonight sanctioned by the Western Pennsylvania Tractor and Truck Pullers out of Butler, Pennsylvania, a member state of CS Pulling Promotions. These classes being brought to you by Osterling Seed as well as Fairground Market. So I want to thank them for sponsoring these classes for the 2026 point series. So we'll kick things off with showroom gas pickup trucks here tonight, weighing in at 7,000 pounds. As we've got our first truck backed into the sled, getting ready to go out of Elwood City, Pennsylvania. This is going to be Al Emery with the 79 Ford called Brutus. So we'll just wait to get the word from trackside if our officials are set to go. As Al Emery fires up the big Ford machine. All right, green flags are out. Al Emery with Brutus. Emery with Brutus, 281.78, 281.78. So we'll find out if he is going to keep that running, if our sled is set. All right, so our word trackside is the sled is set. Al Emery turned down that 281, so we'll see him come back at the end of the class as he thinks this track's going to get better. division, it is open to any four-wheel drive gas vehicle to compete. So we'll see what the GMC Yukon can do. All right, so one final pass of the scraper roller tractors. We'll get ready to go with Barry Toko and the grocery getter. So no official mark yet in the class, so he'll set the distance to beat. Barry Toko with the grocery getter, 266.17, 266.17. So that will now be the mark to beat in the class. Just want to remind everybody, if you want to follow along with all the current standings, lineups, and results, head on over to cspulling.live. That's cspulling.live. Up-to-date real-time stats and results. Check out the lineup. Also up-to-date points for the points divisions. Our next truck getting ready to back into the sled out of Fredonia, Pennsylvania with a 1973 Ford. This is going to be Rick Gilson with the truck he calls the Hellboy. A very tough runner here in this street gas division. This is the first time we've seen him out so far this season. But a very tough competitor anytime he comes to the track. So we'll see what Rick Gilson can do. Right now that lead mark at 266. Rick Gilson with Hellboy putting down an awesome pass there, going 304.44, 304.44. So he'll now take over that top spot in the class. Tonight's event is being broadcast live and free on the official CS Point Promotion social media pages. If you got family or friends who couldn't make it, tell them to head on over to Facebook, YouTube, or TikTok and search CS Point Promotions. Catch every hook live at no cost. Also, the CS Point Promotions merchandise stand open, located over here behind the main grandstand, featuring 2 new shirt designs for 2026. The all-new Lady Driver shirt featuring Renee Dean, Amanda Weekland, and Kayla Graham. as well as the Limited Pro A-Pump tractor shirt. So check out those as well as all the other merchandise we have over here behind the main grandstand. So our next truck getting hooked up to the sled out of Worthington, Pennsylvania with a 97 Chevy K2500. This is going to be DJ Beacom. Looking to go beyond that 3:04 lead mark. DJ Beacom, 266.61, 266.61. So that moves him into the number 2 spot in the class, bumping Barry Toko down to 3rd. Rick Gilson holding on to that lead at 3:04. We get ready to bring our next truck to the line out of Saxonburg, Pennsylvania with a 96 Ford F-250. This is going to be Ryan Martin with the truck he calls the Wild West Express. A very tough running Ford in this showroom gas division. Already a win under his belt for the season, as well as a former points champion in the class. So Ryan Martin getting the chain tight with the Wild West Express, looking to go beyond that 3:04 leader mark. Oh, he's going to be close, ladies and gentlemen. He needed to go beyond 3:04. The distance for Ryan Martin and the Wild West Express, 3:06.78. He's your new leader. So moving that leader mark out to 3:06.78. Ryan Martin with the Wild West Express. That'll move Rick Gilson into 2nd place. DJ Beacom into 3rd. As we get ready to bring our next truck out on the track out of Greensburg, Pennsylvania with a 2003 GMC Sierra. This is going to be Steven Toko with a truck called Spare Parts. So right now, Barry Toko in 4th place with the grocery getter. This is the 2nd entry for the Toko pulling team, father-son pulling team out of Westmoreland County. So Steven Toko getting back in with the Spare Parts GMC. How about it, ladies and gentlemen? Make some noise if you think the GMC can get out beyond that 3:06 mark. How many think the Ford's going to hold on to the lead? Make some noise, Ford fans. Green flags are out. Steven Toko, Spare Parts. Steven Toko, spare parts, 295.63, 295.63. That'll be good enough run right now for the number 3 spot in the class. So we'll get ready to bring our first Dodge to the line in this class out of Katanning, Pennsylvania. This is Austin Engert with the truck he calls Rambunctious. Another former points champion in this showroom gas division and strong running truck. Already has a win under his belt for the 2026 season. So we'll see where the Dodge will stack up in the class. How about it? Do we got any Dodge fans here tonight? Dodge fans, make some noise. He's got to get beyond that 3:06 mark for the lead. Austin Engert with Rambunctious, getting right up there near that lead pack. He needed to go beyond 3:06. He comes up just a little short at 3:01.93. 3:01.93. So that currently moves him into the number 3 spot. So Ryan Martin still holding on to lead. Rick Gilson in second place. Now Austin Engert moving into third as we get ready to bring our next truck to the line. Pennsylvania with a 1976 Ford F-250. This is going to be Josh Culp with the truck he calls Turd of Misery. While we got a moment here, I'd like to thank a few of the Sheakleyville sponsors here tonight in 2026. McCartney Feed Mill, Mirage Farms, Watson's Incorporated. We've got a whole list of sponsors we're going to thank throughout the evening for putting on this awesome event here tonight. Green flags are out. Josh Culp with the Turd of Misery. And the distance, 293.19, 293.19. So our next competitor coming to the sled out of Meadville, Pennsylvania with a 1988 Chevy K30. This is going to be Mark Bly. I'd like to thank a couple more of our sponsors: Jeff Stolzinski, Straub Insurance, Dev's Camp Perry, Rainbow Restaurant, as we get Mark Bly hooked up, still looking to get beyond that 3:06 lead mark. Mark Bly putting down a good strong pass, not going to get beyond that 3:06 mark, but definitely shake up our at 298.64. 298.64 moves him in number 4 spot in the class. So our next truck getting ready to come to the line out of Conneaut, Pennsylvania with a GMC. This is going to be Josh Ross with the truck he calls Country Roads. Green flags are out. Josh Ross, Country Roads. And he gets right up there near that lead. We'll see what distance is. Josh Ross, 3:01.33, 3:01.33. So that moves him to number 4 in the class. As Ryan Martin still holding on to that lead at 3:06. Rick Gilson in number 2 at 3:04. And Austin Angert in third at 3:01.93. So just a couple more trucks to go here in the showroom division. As our next competitor coming to the line out of Katanning, Pennsylvania with the Ford. This is going to be Robert Nugent with the truck he calls Brownie. Robert Nugent with Brownie. So we'll wait to get his official distance. Well, I got a moment here. I'd like to thank a couple more sponsors. Steve McCann and the crew, Steve Larimer, Sandy Creek Township, Perry Township, Wayne Sheets, Ray Turner, Carl Fritz. Distance for Robert Nugent, 273.36, 273.36. So we've got one more truck to go here. He was our lead-off competitor. Coming back in, this is Al Emery with Brutus. Al Emery with Brutus. Turn down that 260. A much better run this time at 299. 299.62. All right, so we do have one exhibition hook getting ready to hook to the sled. This is Amy Barnascus getting ready to back into the sled here. So the truck did not make weight for this division. We have a 7,000-pound limit in this class, so the truck did not make weight. So we'll only count as exhibition. And a good solid run at 282.42, 282.42. So run down to your top 5 in the showroom gas division. 5th place is going to go to Al Emery at 299. 4th is going to go to Josh Ross at 301. 3rd place is going to go to Austin Angert at 301.93. 2nd place is going to go to Rick Gilson at 304. And your winner tonight at 306 feet, Ryan Martin in the Wild West Express. So big round of applause for our showroom gas trucks tonight, brought to you by Osterling, as we get ready to reset the sled with Light Tough Farm. So we'll get ready to go with Light Tough Farm tractors. So just a moment here, we'll have the sled reset as we get our first tractor backed into the weight transfer machine. This is So we are ready to go with Light Tough Farm tractors, weighing in at 8,000 pounds, limited to 3,000 RPMs. So as we get ready to go with Light Tough Farm tractors, again, like to thank some more of the Sheakleyville sponsors: H&H Materials Incorporated, the Pulse Radio, Tip Top Tree Service, Cadman Fire Extinguisher Service LLC, Mercer County LEPC. Also our Light Tough Farm tractors in 2026 on the Western PA circuit, brought to you by Fairground Market, located on Route 422 in Butler, Pennsylvania. For all your catering needs, stop on over there, as well as they have a store over there. Lots of great food over at Fairground Market. Jeff McConnell underway with the 806. Jeff McConnell kicking things off, 335.64, 335.64. So the word track side is Jeff is going to keep that run. Our sled is set, so the mark to beat, 335.64, 335.64. So that will be the mark to beat in the class as we get ready to bring our next tractor to the track out of Grove City, Pennsylvania. with an Oliver 1950T. This is going to be Richard Peoples with the tractor he calls Dead Reckoning. Very tough running Oliver machine. Already has wins under his belt in 2026, as well as a former points champion in this class. Also just got word the fire department's going to be doing a 50-50 drawings. They're going to be walking around selling those tickets. Make sure you get the 50-50 tickets. We'll draw those a little later on here. I'd like to thank a couple more sponsors: Sunbelt Rentals, Brett Allen Morgan, and Cozy Oaks RV Resort. Also like to thank Northwest PA Pullers for bringing their sled out here tonight for us, as well as Brian McConnell for providing the scraper roller tractor here this evening. So Richard Peoples getting the chain tight, looking to go beyond that 335 mark. Green flags are out. Richard Peoples, Dead Reckoning. Richard Peoples, Dead Reckoning, taking and moving that leader cone on up the track. Needed to go beyond 335. He goes 345.97. 345.97. So the new mark to beat in the class out of that 345 mark. So our next competitor coming to the sled out of Volant, Pennsylvania with a white 2-105. This is going to be Wayne Mickley. Another tough competitor in this class. Right up there with the leaders all season so far, as he's now going to look to go beyond that 345 mark. Again, these first two divisions of vehicles sanctioned by the Western PA Pullers out of Butler, Pennsylvania, a member state of CS Pulling Promotions. All right, so Wayne Mickley, green flags are out. See what he can do with the white. Wayne Mickley putting down a strong pass right up there near that lead mark. 345, his distance 343.24, 343.24. So right now good enough for the number 2 spot in the class. Again, want to remind everybody the CS Pulling Promotion merchandise stand located behind the main grandstand, featuring 2 all-new shirt designs just became available this week. So head on back there, check that out. Hats and some other shirt designs that we've had throughout the year here so far. Head on back there to the CS Pulling Promotions merchandise stand located behind the main grandstand area. As we get ready to bring our next competitor out on the track out of Jackson Center, Pennsylvania with an all-over 1650. This is Joe Reddick. So this tractor owned by Dennis Moose out of Mercer, Pennsylvania. We have not seen this tractor out on the circuit so far this year. They just got this tractor back together. Joe jumping in the seat tonight to do the driving. His first time on the tractor, first time this tractor has been out here in 2026. So we'll see what he can do. They had some clutch issues early on in the year to test and tune, got that fixed up. Finally able to get this tractor back out on the track. So we'll see what the Oliver can do. Right now, Richard Peoples holding on to the lead at 345. And not able to get that tractor to come to life off the line for him. Now each competitor does have 2 attempts if they do not get beyond that 100-foot mark. So he can go back and try it again. So it looks like that is what he's going to do, go back and give it a second attempt. Now remember, again, this tractor has not been out all season. This is his first time in the seat doing the driving, so there is a little bit of a learning curve. So we'll give him another shot here to see if he can get that tractor off the line. Attention in the pit area, attention in the pit area. All street diesel drivers, we need you to your trucks in the lineup area, please. All street diesel drivers, we need you to your trucks in the lineup area, please. All right, let's see what Joe can do. Second attempt. No, not able to get that clutch to come off nice and smooth. And unfortunately, that is going to be it for him tonight here, ladies and gentlemen. Give him a big round of applause. That is tough break for him here tonight. 38.05 feet. 38.05 feet. Unfortunately, when it comes to truck and tractor pulling, you don't get a lot of opportunity to test your equipment out. So it is a test out here on the track every time you pull. So they'll get that tractor figured out. Hopefully we'll see it back out at the next event. As we get ready to bring our next tractor to the sled out of Freeport, Pennsylvania with a Farmall 706. This is going to be Terry Van Dyke. A relatively new competitor in the class. Some of these tractors have been competing for several years. Terry started in this class just a couple years ago, but has been a very strong runner here so far in 2026. And Terry's no stranger to the track. He has his own pulling sled. He runs a lot of stock and antique tractor pulls throughout the area. So very familiar with reading the track and knowing truck and tractor pulling, so we'll see what he can do here tonight with the Farmall 706. Terry Van Dyke looking to go beyond 345 for the lead. Again, attention in the pit area, attention in the pit area. Street diesel drivers, I need you to your trucks immediately. Street diesel drivers, to your trucks. Terry Van Dyke with the Farmall 706 going 332.66, 332.66. Good solid pass right now, good enough for 4th place. So just a couple more tractors to go here in the light tough farm division. Richard People still holding on to that lead at 345. Wayne Mickley in second at 343. And Jeff McConnell in third at 335. And that'll bring our next tractor, the sled, out of Fombell, Pennsylvania with an Oliver 1850. This is Paul Blinn with the tractor he calls Whiteheart. Another tractor we've only seen out a couple times so far this season. And another very strong running Oliver machine getting backed into the sled. So one final pass of the scraper roller as we get ready to turn Paul Blinn loose. Looking to go beyond 345. Green flags are out. Paul Blinn with Whiteheart. Having a little bit of trouble getting that tractor to come off the line. So he did get shut down before that 100-foot mark. We'll see if he's going to go back and give it a second attempt. Looks like he is. So Paul Blinn will get that chain tight once again. He'll wait for the green flag. Second and final attempt for Paul Blinn and Whiteheart. And a much better pass that time for Paul Blinn. 317.99. 317.99. So that'll put him currently number 5 in the class. We've got one more tractor to go. So our next tractor coming to the sled, another member of the McConnell pulling team out of Volant, Pennsylvania with an international 666. This is going to be Julie Holland doing the driving tonight with the tractor called Doctor's Orders. How about it? Who thinks the lady driver can take the win home here tonight? Make some noise. A very tough competitor in this light tough farm division. Always near the top of the class. She did have a little bit of a wild ride down at the Big Butler Fair just about a month ago here. But usually a very tough competitor and a former points champion in this division. So one final pass of the scraper roller as Julie Holland gets the chain tight. She needs to go beyond that 3:45 mark to take home the win. Green flags are out. Julie Holland, doctor's orders. Julie Holland, doctor's orders, going to come up a little short of tonight. Her 332.12, 332.12. So rundown of your top 5 in the light tough farm division. 5th place is going to go to Julie Holland with doctor's orders. 4th place is going to go to Terry Van Dyke. 3rd is going to go to Jeff McConnell at 335. 2nd place at 343 is going to go to Wayne Mickley. And your winner tonight, 345.97 feet, Richard Peoples with Dead Reckoning. Quick sled reset here as we get ready to go with Open Street Diesel pickup trucks, as we've got 10 competitors here tonight to go in that division. While we got a moment, I'd like to remind everybody the CS Pulling Promotions merchandise stand is open, located behind the main grandstands. Also, make sure you grab yourself something to eat, something to drink back at the concession stands as well. So we're getting ready to go. Open Street Diesel trucks. So the Open Street Diesel, limited to a 2.6 turbocharger. Weighing in at 8,500 pounds. These trucks are not allowed to run any front hanging weight. They must use a standard Reese type receiver hitch. As we get ready to bring our first competitor in out of Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania with the 06 Dodge Ram. This is Phil Ketzel with the truck he calls Money for Nothing. A very tough runner in this Open Street Diesel division. We have not seen him out much this year, been having a little bit of issues with the truck. So we'll see if he's got all those problems figured out and see what he can do here tonight, as he will start off our Open Street Diesel class. So you see the competitors out there, they are poking the track. They're trying to find where they can get the most bite in this pulling surface. So they'll take that stick, walk down the track, and they will poke it into the track. And by how far that bar goes into the track tells them where the hard spots and soft spots are in that track. And they use that to try to pick a line where they think they can get the most traction going down this pulling surface. Also, our pullers do have the option. They can spot that sled anywhere they want at the starting line between the white lines. So they can start in the middle. They can start over on the left, over on the right, pretty much anywhere they want, as long as that sled stays between the white lines. as Phil Ketzel getting ready to kick off Open Street Diesel. So Phil Ketzel gets that chain tight. Green flags are out. Phil Ketzel, money for nothing. So Phil Ketzel doing a lot of bouncing there, shuts it down. Now he was out past that 100-foot mark, but as the test puller, he does have the option. He can turn his run down and come back at the end of the class. So he'll talk things over there with the track officials. We'll find out. So the word is he is going to turn that run down. We'll see him come back at the end of the class, as he did not make an attempt to let out before that 100-foot mark. So we'll get ready to bring our next truck to the track out of Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania with an 07 Ram 2500. This is going to be Owen Schlaubaugh. I want to remind everyone, you want to follow along with live lineups, results, and points, head on over to cspulling.live. That's cspulling.live. Real-time updates on distances, lineups, points. cspulling.live. So the green flags are out. Owen Schlaubaugh. No official mark here yet in the class. Owen Schlaubaugh putting down a good run to kick things off at 269.14, 269.14. So we'll find out, make sure our sled is set. So word from trackside is our sled is officially set. That is the first official mark in the class. So the distance to beat, 269.14. As we get ready to bring our next competitor to the line out of Elwood City, Pennsylvania with the Dodge. This is Anthony Byrne. Now normally we see Anthony competing in the 2.6 division with a Chevy. That truck waiting on parts, so he put together another truck to run here in the Open Street Diesel class in 2026. This time a Dodge machine, so we'll see what he can do. Anthony Byrne, right now the lead mark at 269. Anthony Byrne with the dodge, putting down a good strong run, moving on his distance, 319.83, 319.83. So that will now be your new mark to beat in the class. As we get ready to bring our next truck to the sled out of Butler, Pennsylvania, with the 08 Ram 2500. This is going to be Travis Rittenauer with the truck he calls Playing Hooky. Already has multiple wins under his belt in 2026 across multiple circuits. A very tough runner in its open street diesel division and also a former points champion in the class. These trucks competed just Thursday night out at the Clearfield County Fair, where this truck took home a top 5 spot in a class of just about 25 trucks out there. Green flags are out. Travis Rittenauer Playing Hooky. Oh, how about it, ladies and gentlemen? He is close to that leader cone. Needed to go beyond 319 for the lead. Distance for Travis Rittenauer Playing Hooky, 321.45. He's your new leader. So moving that lead mark a couple feet up the track. Travis Rittenauer taking over that top spot with Playing Hooky. As we get ready to bring our next truck to the sled with an 02 Dodge Ram out of Mercer, Pennsylvania. This is going to be Cameron Hutchins with the truck he calls Bits and Pieces. So Cameron Hutchins getting back into the sled. All new truck for 2026. He calls the Dodge Bits and Pieces. Gonna look to go beyond that 321 lead mark. So green flags are out. Cameron Hutchins, Bits and Pieces. Cameron Hutchins, bits and pieces. His distance 223.81, 223.81. A good solid pass for that all-new truck. So they're still getting that truck dialed in. Putting down a good solid pass here tonight. I'd like to thank a couple of our CS Pulling Promotion sponsors. Mr. Excavator, Devil's Trucking, Catanese Excavating, Steinman Graphics and Signs, Long Acres Agronomic Solutions, Warren Diesel Injection, and Apex Diesel Performance. So our next truck getting backed into the sled out of Rural Valley, Pennsylvania with an 05 Ram. This is going to be Dan Snyder with the truck he calls Kamikaze. Another very tough running truck in this open street diesel class, as he's going to look to get beyond that 321 lead mark. Dan Snyder, Kamikaze, needed to go beyond 321. His distance, 327.37. He's your new leader. So right now your top three in the class: Anthony Byrne, number 3. Number 2, Travis Rittenauer. And right now hold on to that lead, Dan Snyder, as we get ready to bring another strong running Dodge to the sled out of Hartford, Pennsylvania. This is going to be Dylan Dixon with the truck he calls Wet and Wild. So Dylan Dixon getting that chain tight. One final pass of the scraper roller, as he's going to look to stretch that lead beyond 327. Green flags are out. Dylan Dixon, Wet and Wild. Dylan Dixon, Wet and Wild, not going to get beyond that 327 lead mark. His distance, 321.92, 321.92. Currently moves him into the number 2 spot, just inches ahead of Travis Rittenauer. Attention to pit area, attention to pit area. I need all street semis to start making your way to the lineup area. Street semis, we need you to start making your way into the lineup area, please. So our next truck getting ready to go out of Evans City, Pennsylvania with an 03 Dodge. This is going to be Mike Kelleher. So one final pass to the scraper roller here as Mike gets that chain tight, looking to go beyond 327. Mike Kelleher, 280.64, 280.64. Currently puts him number 5 in the class. So just a couple more trucks to go here in our open street diesel division. As our next competitor coming to the line out of Manaway, Ohio, with the 2022 Chevy Silverado. This is going to be Corey Barnauskas. All right, green flags are out. See what Corey can do with the 22 Silverado. The stock Chevrolet putting a good solid pass down at 249.95, 249.95. So one more truck to go here in the open street diesel division. As right now our top three, Travis Rittenauer still holding on to third place at 321. .45, Dylan Dixon at 321.92, and your leader right now, Dan Snyder, at 327. As our final truck in the Open Street Diesel Division coming to the line. I did get word from trackside is Phil Ketzel not able to come back to the track, so this will be our final hook in the class, as Phil Ketzel not able to make a return to the track. So coming in out of Ashtabula, Ohio with a 2018 Chevy Silverado, this is Jake Blood with the truck he calls Money Up in Smoke. Jake Blood, Money Up in Smoke, putting down a good solid pass there at 283.88, 283.88. So we'll have a rundown here momentarily, the top 5 in our Open Street Diesel Division. So run down to your top 5 in the Open Street Diesel Division. 5th place is going to go to Jake Blood. 4th place is going to go to Anthony Byrne. 3rd will go to Travis Rittenauer with Playin' Hooky. 2nd place will go to Dylan Dixon, Wet and Wild. And your winner tonight at 327, Dan Snyder with Kamikaze. So quick reset as we get ready to go with our 2-6 Pro Street Diesel Division, brought to you by Apex Diesel Performance and Machine. They are located at 12348 Atlantic Road in Atlantic, Pennsylvania. Apex Diesel is your source for turbochargers, fuel system and injection work, billet wheels, engine components, and safety components for Cummins, Power Stroke, and Duramax. Whether you need a simple repair or a full-bore competition build, Apex Diesel will not disappoint. So give them a call up there at Apex Diesel. As we get ready to go with our first competitor backing into the line out of Beringsville, Pennsylvania with an 03 Chevy. Coming in out of the eastern part of the state. This truck is about 5 hours away, so making the trip over here tonight. We've seen him already a couple times this season. A very tough running truck here in the 2-6 division. With an 03 Chevy, this is David Heller with the truck he calls Come and Get It. David Heller, Come and Get It. 320.21, 320.21. So we'll find out from trackside if he is going to keep that distance and if our sled is set. So David Heller, Come and Get It, coming in out of Eastern Pennsylvania, sets the mark here at 320.21. He is going to keep that distance. Our sled is set, so we are officially underway in the 2-6 Pro Street Diesel Division at 320.21. Ready to bring our next truck to the line out of Elwood City, Pennsylvania, with a 1979 Chevy Silverado. This is going to be Renee Dean with the truck she calls the Harvest Wrecker. A very tough competitor here in this 2-6 division. They've been having a little bit of issue with this truck the last couple passes, so we'll see if they were able to get that figured out here tonight. As Matt Deal backing her into the sled. Unfortunately, Matt said he was not able to bring his truck tonight, having some engine trouble with that truck. So getting Renee backed into the sled. How about it? Who thinks the lady driver can get out beyond that 320 mark? Make some noise. A very tough competitor here in this 2-6 class. Always right up near the top spot. She's getting hooked up to that sled. Matt checking everything over on that truck, making sure it's good to go. As Renee's got the chain tight, she's got the green lights on the sled. Green flags are out. Renee Dean, the Harvest Wrecker. Renee Dean, the Harvest Wrecker, right up there near that lead mark. She needed to go beyond 320. Her distance, 325.63. She's your new leader. Renee Dean, the Harvest Wrecker. Our next truck getting ready to come to the track. An all-new truck in this 2.6 division in 2026. A former competitor in the open street diesel division, making that jump up this year with an 08 Ford F350. This is Frank Field with the truck he calls Always Late, coming in out of Edinburgh, Pennsylvania. Truck coming out of the Warren Diesel Injection Shop. Warren Diesel Injection, our sponsor for the Pro Mod Run What You Brung class. And a very good shop to make these Ford Power Strokes, a top competitor in this division. So we'll see what Frank Field can do with the Always Late Power Stroke. So Frank getting that chain tight. One final pass of the scraper roller. As we've got the green lights on the sled. Green flags are out. Frank Field, Always Late. Oh, I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, that is too close to call down there. As this 2.6 division, a highly competitive class, right now the lead's at 325.63. The distance for Frank Field, 325.5. He comes up just a little bit shy of that lead mark, 325.5. So right now, just a matter of inches at the top of the 2.6 class. As we get ready to bring our next truck to the sled out of Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania with a 99 Dodge. This is Brian Dorr with the truck he calls Bad Habits. This truck coming out of the Apex Diesel shop, as well as Full Throttle Performance down in Eaton Valley. A very tough competitor here in the 2.6 division. See this truck earlier in the week up at Clearfield. They were having some trouble with this truck, waiting on parts, so got this truck back together. We'll see what he can do here tonight for Brian Dorr and Bad Habits. That lead mark at 325.6. Brian Dorr, Bad Habits, needed to go beyond 325. His distance, 330.25. He's your new leader. So Brian Dorr taking over the lead, putting the Dodge in that top spot at 330.25. As we get ready to bring another Ford to the line out of Sandy Lake, Pennsylvania with an F-250. This is Ron King with the truck he calls the Problem Child. Another power stroke out of the Warren Diesel shop. A very tough competitor also in this 2-6 division. So that new lead mark out at 330 feet. We'll see what the Ford can do. Two more trucks to go here in the 2-6 division. We got green lights on the sled, green flags are out. Ron King, the Problem Child. He's right up there near that lead pack. I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, this class is stacking up. And the distance for Ron King and the Problem Child, 325.22. 325.22. A foot. So talk about close. Right now, second, third, and fourth place, all separated by just inches. And Brian Dorr holding on to that lead right now with one truck to go. Our final competitor in 2-6 Pro Street out of Adamsville, Pennsylvania with a 2008 Dodge 3500. This is Trevor Rainey with the truck called Wound Tight, coming out of the Apex Diesel shop. So Trevor Rainey getting ready to bring the Dodge to the track. Already a couple wins under his belt this season. One of those wins over at the Bunker Hill Shootout with Dustin Harrison doing the driving. So Trevor Rainey getting back into the sled. Our final truck in the 2-6 Pro Street class, looking to get beyond 330 feet. See if he can take home that top spot. So we do know one thing for sure. Our winner in this class is going to be a Dodge. It's just whether it's going to be Brian Dorr or Trevor Rainey. Both trucks coming out of the Apex Diesel Shop. Our sponsor for the 2-6 Pro Street Division in 2026. And Dustin Harrison down there talking things over with Trevor, making sure they are good to go as we get one final pass of the scraper roller. So we've got green lights on the sled. Green flags are out. Trevor Rainey wound tight. Oh, I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, he is close to that lead mark. Mark to beat was 3:30.25. Distance for Trevor Rainey and wound tight, 3:30.19. Gonna come up just a little bit short. Trevor Rainey and wound tight. So we'll have the rundown of your top 5 here in the 2-6 Pro Street. In 5th place at 3:20.2, Ron King and the Problem Child. 4th place at 3:25.5 is going to be Frank Field and Always Late. 3rd place at 3:25.63, Renee Dean and the Harvest Wrecker. 2nd place at 3:30.19 is going to be Trevor Rainey at Wound Tight. And your winner here tonight at 3:30.25, Brian Dorr, Bad Habits. So very, very close as our top 2 spots just a matter of inches apart. And 3 through 5, all less than a foot. So very, very competitive in that 2-6 here tonight. So we'll have a quick sled reset as we get ready to go with our Cold Street semi trucks. So 2 divisions of semi trucks to go here yet tonight. We have our street stock and our hot street semis. So we'll get that sled reset and ready to go. While we got a couple minutes here, I'd like to remind everybody the CS Pulling Promotions merchandise stand is open out here behind the main grandstand area. Check out the shirts, hoodies, hats. Lots of great merchandise back there. Also, make sure you check out the concession stands. So getting back into the sled out of Chardon, Ohio with a 1983 International. This is Paul Schneider Jr. with the truck they call the BP Binder. So Paul Schneider Jr. kicking things off. See what the 83 International can do. We got green lights on the sled. We've got green flags out. Let's see what Paul Schneider can do. Paul Schneider Jr. with the BP Binder, 335.16, 335.16. So got word from trackside is they are going to tighten that sled up a little bit. So we will reset the sled. No official mark here yet in the class, as he went 335.16 and turned it down. So we're going to tighten that up just a little bit. Just want to remind everybody, if you haven't checked out the merch stand, you want to get something, make sure you get down there, as that merch stand will be closing up after this class. So make sure you get down there, check out the merchandise stand if you want to get something, as the merchandise stand will close after this class. So getting ready to bring our next truck in out of Hermitage, Pennsylvania with the International. This is Matt Bronson with the truck he calls Jacob's Ride.
Every season starts with decisions, not just what to plant, but why. Seed IQ is the industry's first product management platform, built to help you make confident product decisions before a single seed goes in the ground. From practical farm research to root reveal, silk reveal, and kernel reveal. Powered by AI, Seed IQ turns decades of data into practical, trusted insights, backed by Beck's proprietary research. Don't just manage your fields, unlock the full potential of every product with Seed IQ.
doing a little bit of hopping on him, had to let out of it, tried to get back in it, was still hopping, cost him some valuable distance. His distance 255.52, 255.52. All right, so I just got word trackside is the sled is set. Now, he was our new test puller, so he has the option. He's going to turn that run down. We'll see him come back at the end of the class. So still no official mark yet, but our sled is set. As we get ready to bring the next truck to the track. So getting ready to back into the sled now out of Chardon, Ohio with a 1985 Mack cab over. This is Ken McNish. So Ken McNish got the chain tight. He's got green lights on the sled. Green flags are out. See what the Mack cab over can do. Looks like might be having a little bit of issues with the clutch on that truck. So he's going to shut it down. They're going to check things over. We'll see if he can go back and give it a second attempt. And the word from trackside is he is not going to be able to come back. So that's going to be his distance for the night. 31.14, 31.14. Give him a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Disappointing run here tonight for Ken McNish. Not able to get that truck to hook up. Our next competitor coming into the sled out of Andover, Ohio with the 1989 Mack Superliner. This is Rick Jansen with the truck he calls the Underdog. Tough running V8 Mack getting back into the sled, a very strong competitor in the street stock division. Rick Jansen with the Underdog, 254.19, 254.19. So we get ready to bring our next truck to the sled from right here in Sheakleyville, Pennsylvania with the Freightliner. This is going to be Jim Tuchek with the truck he calls Struggling. So Jim Tuchek getting ready to go. Right now that lead mark at 254.19. See what he can do with the Freightliner. Struggling. And Jim's distance was Struggling, 221.75, 221.75. So we get ready to bring our next truck out to the sled from Cambridge Springs, Pennsylvania. This is Josh Yost with the Mack Magnum V8 power under the hood. He calls the truck You Can Do It. Now normally Josh competes in the Pro Street division with a truck called the Killer Mack. Unfortunately that truck been waiting on parts all season, running here in the street class. With the Mack Superliner called You Can Do It. 998 cubic inch Mack power under the hood. We'll see what the big V8 can do. Right now the Mack in the lead. Rick Jansen with underdog at 254. Josh Yost, You Can Do It. 248.36, 248.36. Right now that's going to move him into the number 2 spot. And we'll get ready to bring out the next truck out of Chardon, Ohio with the 93 Mack. This is Paul Schneider Sr. with the truck they call the BP Bulldog. So right now we've got Mac number 1, Mac number 2. See if we can put another Mac out there in that top spot. As Paul Schneider Sr. getting ready to go with the BP Bulldog. Paul Schneider Sr., the BP Bulldog, needed to go beyond 254. He goes to 94.27. He's your new leader. Paul Schneider Sr. moving into that top spot. So right now we've got Mac number 1, Mac number 2, and Mac number 3. As we get ready to bring our next truck to the sled out of Waterford, Pennsylvania with a 1979 Kenworth K100. This is Steve McClellan with the truck he calls Midnight Affair. And a very strong running Kenworth getting ready to come to the sled as he'll look to go beyond that new lead mark of 294. All right, so Steve McClellan got the chain tight. We got a green light on the sled. Green flags are out. Midnight Affair. Steve McClellan with the Midnight Affair, 259.48, 259.48. Right now that moves him into the number 2 spot in the class. As we've got 2 more trucks to go in the street stock division. We saw both of these trucks earlier before the sled was reset. Coming back to the line out of Chardon, Ohio with the 83 International. This will be Paul Schneider Jr. with the BP binder. So right now Mac holding on to the lead, but the International getting ready to go. As his first distance was well out beyond that 300-foot mark, we tightened the sled up a little bit. And now the lead's at 294. So we'll see if the International can get out past the Mac. got green lights on a sled. We've got green flags. Paul Schneider Jr., the BP binder. Paul Schneider Jr. with the BP binder, needed to go beyond 294. Gonna come up just a little short at 293.16. 293.16. So right now, Paul Schneider Sr. holding on to the lead at 294. Paul Schneider Jr. at 293. And Steve McClellan in third at 259.48 with one truck to go. So he was our first truck after the sled was reset, turned down his run, said he could do better. So Matt Bronson's going to come back in here for our final hook in the street stock semis. So final hook in the street stock semis. Matt Bronson, Jacob's Ride, looking to get beyond 294. Matt Bronson putting down a much better pass that time. Not going to be enough to take over that lead mark, but definitely going to shake up that leaderboard at 269.08, 269.08. So run down to your top five in the street stock semis. Fifth place will go to Rick Jansen with Underdog. Fourth place will go to Steve McClellan at Midnight Affair. Third place is going to go to Matt Bronson with Jacob's Ride. Second will go to Paul Schneider Jr. with the BP Binder. And your winner at 294 feet, Paul Schneider Sr. with the BP Bulldog. So one final class to go here tonight is going to be our Hot Street Semis, as we've got five very tough competitors getting ready to go. All right, so getting the sled adjusted for our final class of the evening here. Take just a couple minutes as we get semis. Reminder, this is your last call for the CS Bowling Promotions merchandise stand. Make sure you get on down there and get your merchandise. Final call for the merchandise stand. Also, while you got a couple minutes, make sure you grab some food and drink back here at the concession stands, as we are just about set to go with our final class of the evening. Out of Suffield, Ohio, our first competitor getting hooked to the sled with the Mack R600. This is Alan Kissamore with the truck he calls Spare Parts. And they call this truck Spare Parts because they literally dug this truck out of the junkyard and put it together. But it is a strong running Mack machine. Now this does not have the big V8 power under the hood, but a strong running 6-cylinder. As we get ready to go, he's got the chain tight. We've got green lights on the sled. Green flags are out. Alan Kissamore, Spare Parts. How about that, ladies and gentlemen, carrying that front end in the air, Alan Kissamore, Spare Parts, 333.77, 333.77. So we'll wait to find out from trackside if our sled is set and if he is going to keep that. So the word from trackside is the sled is set, but he is going to turn that hook down and come back and do it again. So he is going to turn that run down. We'll see him come back at the end of the class. So no official mark yet, but our sled is set. So our next truck coming to the line out of Chesterland, Ohio, with a 2006 Kenworth W900. This is going to be Jerry Flesher with the Devil's Trucking truck out of Ohio here coming tonight. One of our sponsors in 2026. Now this truck normally competes in the Hot Street division. We've seen him jump up and run a couple times this year already in the 3-6 Pro Street division. A very tough running truck. They also run this truck on the uphill drag racing circuit over at Coonley Motorsports Park. A very tough running Kenworth machine getting backed into the sled for Jerry Flesher and Devil's Trucking. Jerry getting that chain tight. We've got green lights on the sled. Green flags are out. Jerry Flesher, Devil's Trucking. Oh, he had a good run going. It sounds like up there around that 320 mark, the boot come off the turbocharger and instantly lost boost in that engine, but still putting down a good solid pass. Jerry Flesher, Devils Trucking, 341.02. 341.02. So right now, that will be your first official mark in the class. Jerry Flesher and Devils Trucking taking over that lead mark at 341.02. So getting ready to come to the sled now. From up in Ashtabula County, this is Kevin Lottinen with the truck called Black Betty. Now this truck normally competes in the 3-6 Pro Street division, so this run will not count in the standings. As the 3-6 Pro Street trucks run a larger turbo than the Hot Street semis. Our Hot Street semis limited to an 80 mil turbocharger. The Pro Street trucks running a 3.6 turbocharger under the hood.
Yeah, when you were revving it up, when the girls have you rev it up, they have that on there. They did me too.
Green flags are out. Kevin Lottinen, Black Betty. Kevin Lottinen taking the sled all the way back to the pits with him. 403.40. 403.40. So the 3.6 Pro Street truck putting on a big pass there at 403. So we get ready to bring our next truck to the track out of Manaway, Ohio, with a 2000 W900 Kenworth. This is Olin Benjamin with the truck he calls the Black Panther. Another very tough running Hot Street truck getting ready to back into the sled. Another truck that competes on the uphill drag racing circuit. A very strong running Kenworth for Olin Benjamin with Black Panther. All right, we've got green lights and green flags. So Olin Benjamin with Black Panther looking to go beyond 341. Olin Benjamin, Black Panther. I think he was just going to take that sled all the way back to Ohio with him. 489.09. He's your new leader. 489 feet. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? One more time, make some noise. Olin Benjamin, Black Panther, taking it all the way to the end. As we've got 2 more trucks to go. So another strong run in Kenworth, getting ready to go. Out of Manaway, Ohio, with the W900L, this is Marcus Ballantyne with the truck he calls Always Thinking. Now Marcus competes in the uphill drag racing, not with this truck, but he does have another truck that he competes in the drag racing competition. We have not seen this truck out on the pulling track for a while, but a very, very tough competitor. So he's going to look to get out beyond that 489-foot mark. So Marcus Ballantyne getting set to go. He's got the chain tight. We've got green lights. Green flags are out. Marcus Ballantyne, Always Thinking. Marcus Ballantyne, Always Thinking. Needed to go beyond 489. He goes 457.95. 457.95. Going to put him in the number 2 spot right now. As we've got one more truck to go this evening. He was our starting competitor. Turned down that first pull. He was out there So Alan Kissamore getting ready to come back to the track out of Suffield, Ohio with the Mac R600 he calls Spare Parts. So final hook of the evening getting set to go. Alan Kissamore with Spare Parts. Needs to get out beyond 489 feet. And the distance for Alan Kissamore with Spare Parts, 3:03.64, 3:03.64. So rundown in your hot street class tonight. Fourth place is going to go to Alan Kissamore. Third place will go to Jerry Flesher. Second place will go to Marcus Ballantyne, Always Thinking. And your winner tonight, 489 feet, Olin Benjamin, Black Panther. How about it one more time, ladies and gentlemen? Give them all a big round of applause here tonight. I want to thank you all for coming out. Make sure you have a safe trip home.